This video will discuss how to complete worksheet number 5, which is the advantages and disadvantages of emotional responses. Now, this particular worksheet will be used a few times during our class. Sometimes just looking at a situation and listing on paper the advantages and disadvantages can be very healthy and help you to arrive at an answer which is best for you. Now, in this case, we won't have you look into your own personal lives, unless, of course, you want to. We'll instead look at some situations that occur all the time and ask, should you be angry or should you be anxious? Now, before I continue, we already discovered in this lesson that it's okay to be angry. If someone cuts you off on the freeway, you will be angry for a moment. That's normal. But this worksheet goes a little far beyond that. Should you allow that anger grow into something else? Should you allow it to grow into, say, for example, rage? So as we go through this worksheet, let's assume that you are trying to determine whether or not that anger should be allowed to become rage. Okay, let's look at the advantages of that. What would be some of the advantages of actually, becoming really angry? Well, first, it would release some steam. You'll feel a lot better when you start to react to that. Secondly, it may send a message to the driver. You did something wrong. I want you to realize that. It validates my feelings. Okay, so there's a reason why I'm upset, and it's your fault. I want you to realize that. And the behavior that you had was wrong. Okay, so those are some of the advantages of reacting with extreme anger. What are some of the disadvantages? Well, first, it is over. The act is over. They've already done the damage. No one was hurt. It doesn't do any good to continue. Okay, they may not have done it on purpose. How many times have you gone to react and all of a sudden you see the person in the car and they're like looking at you like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Save your anger. Reacting will not change what already happened, so it's not going to do any good to react. Reacting may be to my disadvantage. So, for example, they may come back and try to hurt me, or my reaction may cause me to overreact in another way and cause another accident. So this is how this worksheet works, and you can use the examples here or maybe pick something of your own, but just sort of list the advantages and disadvantages. And then when you're done, you sort of look at them and you go, let's see, which one would I go with? And if you realize that the disadvantages outweigh the advantages, then you change something. So then you get to the point when cars cut you off on the freeway, you say, well, okay, I could be angry for a second, but I'm not going to be angry that much longer. On the other hand, if the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, then whatever the responses you're having is one that you're probably going to continue. So we will use this type of worksheet on other situations as well, but this is how it's done. You just list the advantages and disadvantages. All right, have fun completing that worksheet.